So I'm actually doing a talk on a little project I've been working on for the past 3, 4, 6 months, I don't remember. But it's basically, the idea is that our web apps are, well, they're web apps because they're accessed usually using HTTP. So I was curious if it would be possible to do something other than HTTP. So I did this experimental project where you actually do a web app that you access using sftp. I'll show you an example of, basically a demo of that, and then I'll tell you more about basically what actually I had to do, like the code and whatnot. So I guess you can probably tell from the name of the folder that it's based on Tomcat. And I'm going to just run the server right now. Is Hans here? Gradle? So it's like it's Tomcat based. So you'll see that the Tomcat startup. I'm sure if you've used Tomcat before, this looks really familiar. I guess one thing that's different is that we now see this new sftp protocol thing listening on port 2222. Server started up. It has the Spring Pet Clinic on it, which I think most of you are familiar with. Let me just refresh to make sure. So it's just your standard pet clinic. You can find owners. You'll see 10. I think this basically comes out of the box. You'll see 10 people. And I'm just going to focus on the first one, George Franklin. Note the address and the pet. That's one pet, Leow. And if you click on it, you actually see that Leow is a cat. So the way I've done it is I'm going to the command line and I'm going to sftp to port 2222 on this, well, localhost, my server. I've connected. So you notice the context path is pet clinic. Owners is where I'm basically basing my demo on. So, and if you do an ls here, you see 10, which happens to be the 10 people that are there. I can go to number 1, and I'll see, so I named the file that way to be clear, but so it's basically George Franklin, and there's 2 formats. You can get George Franklin JSON, or I'll get both. Oops, type. And I'll just do so I'm basically with the bag, I'm running the command locally. So basically you see in the JSON representation of George Franklin on 110 West Liberty Street, Madison, and that phone number, which is the same thing here. You will notice also that if when I did an ls, there's a pets folder. I can go in there. I did this a little bit differently. If you do ls, you'll see I named it Leow the cat.json, and again, it's the same thing. And if I do and to make sure, to show you that this is actually real, I'm actually going to add a new owner. I'm going to add myself. My Crested Butte address. Oops. And you will see if you'll see an 11 there now. And again, if you go to 11, you see I'm there. I'm actually going to run out of time, so I'm not going to go into too much details. I'm actually going to show you, so I have no pets at the moment. But if I do a local ls, you see that I've got a some pets.csv that I've prepared. And I can show you the format real quick. So it's a CSV file, 2 pets, Sylvester the cat and Tweety the bird. So I'm going to just put some pets.csv. And here's the thing that's a little bit weird. If it's sftp, you would expect when I do an ls that there'll be a some pets.csv there. But because this is actually a web app, you actually see, Sylvester the cat and Tweety the bird. And if I refresh this now, you actually see the 2 pets appear. I've got 15 seconds. I'm going to just show you the code real quick. Actually, Tomcat, I was actually impressed. I was actually worried that this was going to be really hard to do. Tomcat actually made it really easy. It's not, I don't think it's that well documented because nobody really does this, but you need to implement a protocol handler. And